Chains, build momentum, and keep that defense on its heels.
First and goal at the 8-yard line.
Solid opening drive so far, Brock. Few chances to cap it here. This is first and goal. Here's Genty. And that right there is the start of what could be a goal line stand. They hit him for a loss on first and goal.
This is one of those situations, Kate, where I watch the body language of the running back because it'd be very easy for him to raise his hands up, look to the sideline and his O-line and go, what am I supposed to do there? There was nothing, no time at all to try and escape and react. Instead, it goes backwards.
The loss sets him up at the 9-yard line. It's second and goal. He gets it again. And he's in this time. Touchdown, Las Vegas. The Raiders finish up an excellent opening series. And he has made this a habit this season. That's his 10th rushing touchdown so far. Daniel Carlson on for the PAT. The point after splits the uprights. And the Raiders will jump out to a 7-0 lead.
Jaguars nothing.
The Raiders kicking team is out there, and they'll boot this away. And that one bounces through the end zone for a touchback.
First and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
The Jaguars in a good starting spot here, coming up on first and 10.
Hey, run! Hey, 30 left!
First carry now, this is Bashal Tootin. So he's going to be taken down here after he takes it to the 45. They come through with a nice gain of 10 and a first down.
Well, more often than not, it's the passing game that's asked to go from first down in just one play. But when you get that big play potential on the ground, geez, it just infuses your offense with confidence.
Let's see how they attack this first down, partner, from the 45.
30 left!
Out of the gun, Lawrence. Short pass brought in. And they get this down to the 44 before he stopped. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And that's good for a Jacksonville first down. I'm not going to call this a must-score drive here in this first quarter, Brock, but when your opponents start the game with 6, it feels like you need some sort of answer.
You need a response, right? You need a response. You don't need all these home runs or big highlights. You just need to keep matriculating that ball down the field.
Dropped by the first guy he met. No gain on that first down run.
You know by now, Kate, with this time we spend together, these toss plays, the best way to defend them is to hit them before they get started. And that's exactly what the defense did.
First down run netted him nothing. Here is second and 10. Lawrence working from the gun. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete.
I think those big old boxing gloves might have made a better catch and a better call than receiver gloves right there for that one. It is going to be a fight to hang on the ball, and we just saw physicality personified.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got third down.
Rip, 23. Go. Hey, Ginger.
Throw here, third down. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Intended target there was David Njoku. And now they're staring at fourth and long.
Kate, you know I talk to you all the time about these money downs and third downs and the plan you got to have. It's kind of like a manufacturing plant. You've got to manufacture open looks, and that time, the plant was closed.
For the field goal, a 61-yard attempt.
And this kick is good. He needed to get all of it there, and he did. And it's dropped back down now to a 4-point game.
They were able to answer a score with a score, maybe not to tie the game, but to certainly turn some of the momentum.
Cam Little to kick off for the Jaguars.
All set for the kickoff. Little with the honors. And that kickoff is into and then out of the end zone. So we got a touchback. This drive will start at the 35. A good starting spot for the Raiders as they come up 1st and 10. First play is going to be a give to Genty. And they're all the way across midfield before he's brought down. They'll get 16 yards on that play. And that's a Vegas first down.
A run like that, Kate, it just gives everybody a little bit more bounce offensively because you also know it can set the table for more.
One play in, Brock, and this drive is already into enemy territory.
Let's go.
To the left side and reeled in by Wilson. And they'll get him down after he gets into the 48.
1 yard gain.
They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9.
At the 48-yard line.
Come on, set. 70 Timberwolves.
Shotgun give here to Genty. Has a lane inside the 35. He makes it in for the touchdown. The Raiders get 6 more on their early advantage.
Kate, that play right there, that run is exactly why this team wanted this rookie on their roster. It is so hard to break away from the pack at the NFL level, but this rookie is putting on a show.
Carlson adds the extra point. And the Raiders drive their lead to 11. Well, these top-tier offenses have brought the firepower so far. Plenty of points in that first quarter. It's an early lead for the Raiders. We'll return to Allegiant Stadium right after this. And he wasn't chancing a return there, putting it out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Back for the second quarter. It's Jaguar football. They'll try to attack this deficit starting with 1st and 10. That's complete, David Njoku. And they're going to bring him down just a moment before he's able to break it across midfield. It's a gain of 11 there, and that picks up the first.
You know, it sure seems like he knew exactly where he was going with that before the snap. That's a pre-snap decision that led to a post-snap first down.
Tootin gets it from the gun. And this is through the midfield stripe and onto the Raiders side of the field. Give him 5 on that carry, bringing up 2nd and 5.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5.
Off the play action, it's Lawrence. Escapes the pocket. And the coverage just too good there. Didn't find the throw that he was confident in, so just throws it away. 3rd down coming up.
I'll give this quarterback credit. He bought as much time as he could, but eventually the only option left was to throw it away.
So after that prior incompletion, it's 3rd down. From the shotgun, Lawrence hits his running back and just gets back to the line of scrimmage.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much in training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, when you can make a play in the open field, keep them short like that, I promise you. Some money will follow.
On 4th down and 5, the offense staying out there.
Hey, go, go.
They're going to try to throw for it. Escapes the pocket. And they don't get the catch they need there. Their hand was forced, Brock. Had to try and go for it, but they turn it over on downs.
You know, Kate, I don't think I've ever met a defender that cares. All they want to do is get off the field. Doesn't matter if it's a drop pass, deflection, breakup, even an interception. Challenged by the offense to get one more stop to get off the field, and that's exactly what they did.
First down, play action. On it, and he nearly picked it. Oh, couldn't hang on in the end. The offense got lucky on a risky throw there. It's second down. Well, he'd been perfect to that point on the drive, Brock. First time we've seen this coverage force him into a misstep in a while.
I know you hear me talk all the time, Kate, about the rhythm of an offense, right? And I look at it through those optics so much. But it's the same thing defensively. You've got to get a stop, see the ball hit the ground to knock them out of that rhythm.
And he has it to the 23-yard line as he's brought down. He'll move the sticks after ripping off a gain of 28.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
And they're going to throw out of the gun. That's complete to Wilson. And they have this down to the 11 before being marked down. That's going to go as a gain of 13 yards. And the Raiders are going to have a first down.
Las Vegas, first down. First and 10 at the 11-yard line.
From the red zone on first. Force that to his right. And he's just going to get rid of this one. Smart move there when you saw the field. It's going to be second down.
That's a veteran move right there by a rookie quarterback. You see so many rookies, we do, Kate, who try to play hero ball and force things in every single spot. But he's already wise enough to know how to throw it away.
This is Genty on second. Defender gets to him right around the line. It's going to be marked as no gain. So, Brock, that means third down coming up. The line between safeties and linebackers gets real blurred on plays like that, Brock. He handled that one just like a Mike would have.
Yeah, if injuries were to ever crop up, Kate, I bet he could handle the linebacker spot for them as well. Just tremendous diagnosis in that run support.
Wonder what's in the playbook here as they come up on 3rd and 11. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. So now on 4th down, the Raiders elected to send Daniel Carlson out for the field goal. High percentage look for him here from the left. Charging down the middle, and they block it. And they stop him before he gets much on the return.
That protection has got to be able to hold up for a few seconds. It has to. Those are points that aren't going on the board now. And wasted effort by their teammates to get them to this point.
Jacksonville offense ready to get going. Here's 1st and 10. Hand off to 2. And they'll stop him after he picks up 4 to begin this drive.
You know, Kate, that might be a little bit of a disappointing run to him. He wanted more. They always do. But that's exactly what they were after offensively to get this drive moving.
So gain of 5 on that first down. Let's see if they can repeat that performance now here on second. Looking to throw, Lawrence. Got a man, it's Thomas. And he'll take it up to the 30 before being brought down. So that's going to be our 2-minute warning. 1:58 to go in the half. More from Allegiant Stadium coming up. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. On the give, it's to and he'll come up with a gain of 3 on the run up the middle.
You know, these are the kind of runs, Kate, that a balanced game plan and a balanced offense is built on. It gets you good yardage, it sets up your play action, and it keeps that defense honest.
They'll come up after that 4-yard gain. It's 2nd and 6.
Rip, 23. Hey, Soko, Hunt.
On play action now, Lawrence. Headed out right. He can run it. And he's going to be driven out by a defender just before he can get it up to midfield. They'll move the chains after that pickup of 12.
That's one of those occasions when you're sitting in the pocket and you're just looking for that escape valve. And then when you get it, you get space to run, and you get a first down. That's a big bonus for the quarterback.
Here's 1st and 10 from the 47.
On red. Silver.
Back to throw. Here's Lawrence. Rolling left, buying some time. And he just gets rid of it. Knew he had a couple of plays left. Didn't want to take a risk there on first down.
Look at how well the coverage held up on that play. Even as the QB escapes the pocket and buys extra time in secondary, well, they got real sticky, stay tight, and force the throw away.
No luck on first down. Here's 2nd and 10. Inside give here for Tootin. And he's going to manage a lone yard on that drive up the gut. Jeremy Chin there on the stop. Throwing is Lawrence on 3rd down. Got his man. Thomas has it. And they're going to haul him down just shy of the 40. Pickup of 12 on that play. And the Jaguars have a first down.
Let's go.
Here's Lawrence to throw. Completed to his running back. And they shove him out. Looks like he got about 6 before they did so. It's 2nd down.
When there's heat, that blitz coming off the snap, that QB's eyes, you could see it right away. He got to his check down in a hurry. But, Kate, here's the key. Quarterback and running back have to be on the same page. The two were right there, and then netted some positive yards.
Hey, easy. Route.
Throwing now out of the shotgun. Escapes the pocket. Lawrence is hit. The ball is loose. But the Jaguars get back on top of the loose football. They're keeping possession. The Jaguars are going to call their first time out. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime.
Well, I think you know the only thing redeeming about that play, Kate.
They got the ball back.
Yeah, well done. Yeah, they got the ball back, but a whole lot longer down in distance.
That's grabbed inside the 30. Touchdown, Jacksonville. The Jaguars make it a 1-score game before halftime. David Njoku, the touchdown. And that right there, Brock, is a touchdown I think our fellow broadcaster Greg Olson would be proud of. A big strike to the tight end that I don't think a lot of receivers could have pulled off and make it look as easy.
You know, a lot of times you're splitting hairs talking about the differences between tight ends and receivers at this level because a lot of those guys, they work the same route tree and they move with the football, well, just like their receiver teammates. And they can score some lengthy touchdowns, too, just like he showed off.
We've got a good one here. They've cut the lead to 4 as they send it away. Trey Tucker to return it. Things going well so far. And they'll be looking at some decent field position. He's out of bounds up towards the 35.
At their own 34-yard line.
They've got blackjack on the clock. Not a ton of time to use before halftime. Pass play on 1st and 10. It's a screen play to Genty. And he's downed after getting this up to the 41. And now the Raiders call for the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime.
That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for on first down. Textbook. It sets up second and very manageable, and then creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
Second down, looking for options. And there's a man there. It's intercepted. That is Caleb Ransom. And this is going to be a pick 6. Touchdown, Jacksonville. That play play, Brock. That play was beautiful. Not just making the interception, but then seeing the return slowly come together in front of him as he took it all the way to the house.
Yeah, I think even for us up here in the booth, it looked like a scene out of a movie, didn't it? Starts running it back, scans the field for a lane, then the blocks come just in the nick of time to wipe out the would-be tacklers, and he's got open space and nothing but the end zone in front of him.
That one right down the middle. And the Jaguars push their lead to 3. So we'll see if it's a kick return that ends our half, or if we get a play from scrimmage, as this one's away. So it's a touchback on the kickoff, and we're going to get one final snap here in the half.
At their own 35-yard line.
One last play before the break. Yep, as expected, they go to the ground to start this one off. Can't slip that initial tackle. Stops made for no gain on that first down play. Just before halftime, we get a timeout taken. Here's the final play of our first half. They'll stick with the ground game here. And he has a decent gain on what's going to be the final play of the half. So that's the halfway point of this edition of the NFL on EA Sports. Brock and I will be back right after this. The Raiders kicking team is out there, and they'll boot this away. And we'll have to wait at least a few moments longer for an exciting start to this second half. We've got a touchback. First and 10 coming up. Jaguars ready to take advantage of some good field position they've got here. It's a handoff to Tootin, running right. He's held it just a couple of yards on that carry, and that brings up second down.
I don't think that's the amount that they were looking for there, Kate. Going to lead to some shuffling around here in the playbook. Find a more aggressive call on second.
Lawrence looking to throw. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down.
You know, Kate, over the years, I've heard defensive coordinators say, hey, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. You got to earn the right for me to call blitzes. And when you call a blitz and you don't get home and you don't hit the quarterback, you've earned nothing.
As the hook up again to Njoku. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
You know, Kate, they say a dog is a man's best friend. A tight end that moves the chains on third down, that's a QB's best friend.
First down, Jacksonville.
First and 10, it's Lawrence. Raiders closing in, and down he goes. And the big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up.
14 on the play. It's second down.
Hey, Ron. Focus, hot.
Out of the gun, Lawrence. Falls to the ground out left, incomplete. That one was intended for Travis Hunter. So they're left facing third and long.
I hate to be Mr. Negative guy, but a sack 2 plays ago, an incompletion right there. All that's missing, Kate, is an interception on this play, and you're going to hand this quarterback a misfortune trifecta that nobody wants.
Right, let's go. Hey, son.
Third and long for him here. To the ground it goes. That's incomplete. Couldn't find Brian Thomas Jr. on that throw. So that brings up fourth and long.
This defense, they had a plan. And they've done an excellent job executing it. Instead of a main character, they've reduced this receiver to a footnote. Kudos to the job collectively on defense.
The Raiders take over first and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
Offense into the shotgun set as they line this up. First and 10. come out throwing. Oh, he got hit as he was throwing, and unsurprisingly, it falls incomplete. Second down coming up.
This is why we hear about closing speed so often when you evaluate players. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released and alter that throw.
He's going to throw again on second down. Made the throw as he was getting hit, Brock, and it's incomplete.
He's really starting to just about exhaust every option and trick he's got at his disposal. That time, trying to test him outside the pocket, extend the play, there was just nowhere to go with it.
No connection on the last play. Now it's third down. Now air it out on third. Short pass brought in. And this is brought to a stop up at, let's say, the 34-yard line there. It's a pickup of 14 yards as the chains reset.
That's just discipline with a capital D. The play in the huddle is a running back screen, but it takes discipline for that offensive line to not get downfield. Discipline for that receiver to stay alert, stay aware that he's a viable option as well.
19, 18, 19, light. Check motion. Ready?
Sticking to the air here. Brought in by his back here. It's Jensen. And this one breaks beautifully as they're going to get it forward to their own 45. That's an 11-yard pickup, and it gives them the first down.
Ready? First down. First and 10 at the 45-yard line.
Throwing out to the left. Cut! And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field.
That is a textbook first down completion. Sets up second and very manageable and creates space to take that shot downfield.
19, side, cut 19, cut 19.
Looking for a pass on second and short. Has a man on target to Thornton. And he's going to get this down inside the 30 before he's driven out. Give him an 18-yard pickup there. And that's a Vegas first down.
First down. First and 10 at the 28-yard line.
Throwing it again here. This reeled in by Betson. And they take him out of bounds, which means his offense setting up for first and goal.
You want to become a quarterback's best friend, do that. Turn a short little gain, a short little pass into some yards after catch, and that quarterback will find you again.
Offense in position now. It's first and goal. From the red zone now. Throws caught. And he's able to get it to the 2 before the stop. Offense up to the line fast.
A gain of 8 brings up second and goal at the 2-yard line.
Jensen. And he runs it across. Touchdown! The Raiders grab the lead on their first series of the half. Carlson now to add one more.
Daniels Harrison on for the point after.
Extra point set right down the middle. And the Raiders take a 4-point lead.
Raiders 21, Jaguars 17.
The Raiders kicking team is out there, and they'll boot this away. Okay, well, that one's over the 20, the landing zone, and almost everything else we got here today. So that football coming out to our 35-yard line. The Jaguars in a good starting spot here, coming up on first and 10.
Let's go. 11, hang it. Hey, James, attack.
Lawrence working from the gun. That's dropped underneath to Ooh. And he's going to get this up to the 45 before he's brought down.
Year after year, the best offenses are multifaceted. It's not just the receivers or the tight ends that can make plays through the air. When you get running backs that can attack the middle of the field like that, man, is it difficult on the defense.
Toward the sideline, and he's got it. And this gets the whole way down to the 11-yard line.
That's just awesome, Kate. A little bit of multitasking on that catch. Primary focus, as I always say, is you got to catch it first. But out of the corner of his eye, he knew exactly where to go, and he gets a bunch of yak on top of it.
Hey, tomato. Silver.
From the red zone on first. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Brian Thomas Jr., his intended target. And that'll bring up second down. Targets have far less room to work in this red zone, Brock, but down this close as a former quarterback, I'm just going to assume you got to feel like he should have been able to hold on through whatever.
Yeah, and every once in a while you get in that huddle and you remind him, now listen, guys, it's going to be contested. We know this. It's a physical game, all 100 yards up and into the red zone and end zone. But when you get down here, you've got to come up with contested catches, and he couldn't. You know, I say this all the time. You get down there to the red zone, and things happen so fast. Those windows close in a hurry. The quarterback's fortunate that was one hand and not two hands that got on the football.
On red.
Throwing is Lawrence on third down. This one's caught. And he's short of the first after a mile gain.
You know, I like the completion. You never turn down a completion. That's just not the right throw to make in that spot to move the chains.
On fourth down and 5, the offense staying out there.
Red, 23. Center.
He'll throw it. Flushed out of the pocket. And he brings it in. Touchdown, Jacksonville. The Jaguars take a lead just before the end of the third. Brian Thomas Jr., the touchdown. Little tax on the extra point. And the Jaguars push their lead to 3.
Raiders 21. Cam Little.
All set for the kickoff. Little with the honors. Tucker now on the return. He's got a lane up past the 30. And a great run back has the offense just a touch shy midfield to start this drive. A touchdown aside in that frame as we run out of time in the third quarter. It's Raiders football, and they'll need to get to work. They're trailing here late. Football's on the 48. Here we go. First down.
Let's go. 70 Lion. Big.
Airing it out to start this drive. Throw right side, caught by Wilson. And he's brought down right in the neighborhood of that 40-yard line. Yeah, it's a gain of 12 on that one. And the Raiders are going to have a first down. So fresh set of downs now from the 39. Throwing now on first down. Caught. Trey Tucker makes the play. And their next snap is coming from that red zone as he reaches the 14. Given 25 on that play. And that's a Vegas first down.
Another Raiders first down. First and 10 at the 14-yard line.
60 Bobcat.
Working inside the red zone. Too much lead on that throw. That falls incomplete ahead of his target.
Okay, this quarterback gets out of the pocket, genuinely a coin toss, whether he's going to keep it with his legs or put in the air. Sigh of relief there defensively as that ball falls incomplete.
It's a screen play to Genty. That screen sniffed out quickly, shut down behind the line.
Hey, that's one of those situations as a quarterback that on my grade sheet, that's a negative. That screen was ambushed by the defense, and you've got to throw it away. Just find a way to put it at his feet and not create a negative play for your offense.
That one's out and cut on the right side. And he's able to get this down to the 13.
I know on the stat sheet, Kate, that shows up as passing yards, but any defensive coordinator will take it. Understanding down and distance and keeping that offense short of the sticks.
Tracking for it, and it's good! And in the fourth quarter, that's going to tie the game.
You know, Kate, that may not seem like much, right? Just to go 1 for 2 as a kicker, but it's a whole lot different just psychologically for these guys to see one go through, because they may need him at some point later in this game.
And he just sends this out and over the end zone, so no threat of a return. They're going to spot the ball up at the 35 to begin this drive. First and 10 coming up. Jaguars ready to take advantage of some good field position they've got here.
Red on red. Hey, I'm gun. Hey, so sink right. Red.
A run here with Tootin. And he can only manage 1 yard. The defenders were at the ready to bring him down.
That's the kind of yardage it's not going to kill this drive on the first play, but it does put you a little bit behind schedule. Now second down becomes critical because nobody wants a 3 and out.
Last run only gained a yard. That means it's 2nd and 9.
Go. Listen. Hey, easy route.
From the shotgun, Lawrence. Hauled in by Njoku, left side. And they're going to bring him down just on the other side of midfield. The end result there, 15 yards and a first.
There are times a quarterback's got to be blacksmiths. When you're in the pocket, there's just a certain timing and precision. When you get outside that pocket, you got to be an artist. You got to be creative, and this guy is.
And he's not going to manage to get back to the line even. Tackled for a loss. We've got 2nd and 11. So some immediate revenge for that last play, Brock. I don't know. What do you think? Is it going to take away the pain from giving up that big run the prior play?
Not necessarily, because it really does take a group failure to give up a big run like that in the NFL, but it also takes a whole lot of teamwork to knock him behind the sticks. Job well done there.
Throw right side, caught by Thomas. And he's going to be brought down after reaching the 43.
Okay, one thing I learned from the late, great Mike Leach is, the system was called air raid, but it wasn't just attacking downfield. His philosophy, and it played out right there, is you have to attack every inch of the field, both vertically and horizontally, without routes or in routes just like that.
11.
Looking to throw. Oh, someone stepped in. It's intercepted. And the Raiders have it as he records the first interception of his young career.
Just how many times do these games at this level, Kate, come down to plays like this? In the end, you don't want to be the team making the mistakes. You want to be the one capitalizing on them. And now this offense has got a chance to do so.
Genty from the gun. And he's able to manage a couple on that run. That run good for a gain of 2, and just like that, we've hit our 2-minute warning.
2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8.
Need a better result than that last run. It's 2nd and 8.
Let's go now. 7 Pirates, 7, 18 Cardinal, 8, 19, Card 19, Panther 11, Warriors 17, Buffalo 18.
He's dropping back to throw. He just got it away before the hit, but the pass winds up incomplete. It's going to be 3rd down.
And this is why scouts talk about a player's closing speed, Kate. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released. And that sure altered the throw.
Last pass unsuccessful. Let's see what they do on 3rd down. Here he is to throw. It's caught by Wilson. And he's going to be taken down a yard shy of the 25. Give him 18 yards on that play, Brock, and it gets him a 1st down.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your 3rd downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
Got him a good handful there as it brings up 2nd down. The Jaguars are going to call their first time out, as they'll meet and decide what to do on this 2nd down.
A humble 5 to 6 yard gain on the ground. Not a huge gain, not a game-changing play by any means, but one that keeps you on schedule and takes some of the starch out of that front 7.
Setting up to pass. Buys time, rolling right. He tucks it and takes off. And they make the stop as that play reaches the 14-yard line. 7 yards on that pickup. And the Raiders are going to have a 1st down.
At the 14-yard line.
They give left side to Genty. Well, a lot of effort there, partner, but no results. He fought through that one stop, but only managed to get back to the line of scrimmage.
At the 13-yard line.
Last run, not a lot of help, Brock. 9 to go now on second down.
Here we go. Here we go. Check go.
Back to Genty. No luck there. Ran that one right into traffic and went nowhere as a result. It's going to be third down. The presence of those tight ends works both ways, Brock. You know this. Gives them more blockers up front, but it also clues the defense in to be ready for that run.
Yeah, you could put 7 blockers up there, even put 8, I don't know, 9. All the blockers in the world, but if they don't work in concert together to create a lane, it doesn't matter.
Third down, and they need to get 10.
Set. Cougar 19.
Another give here to Genty. And he breaks the tie. That should have won him this game. Brock, touchdown. Absolutely clutch score there, Brock, as they take the lead here in the final minutes.
Incredible execution. The moment not too big for any of them. And Kate, they cashed in when it really mattered.
That one splits the uprights. And the Raiders break that tie and now lead by 7. The Raiders kicking team is out there, and they'll boot this away. And this is going to be a touchback, Brock, so we'll see what they decide to do with the final seconds they've got left here. The Jaguars in a good starting spot here, coming up on 1st and 10. All right, got a timeout here. Just 8 seconds remaining in our ball game. First and 10 coming up. Jaguars ready to take advantage of some good field position they've got here.
Hey, Ginger.
He'll look to throw it. Completed over the middle. And he's going to just get this across midfield before he's taken out of bounds.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
First and 10 at the 46-yard line.
One play in, Brock, and this drive is already in enemy territory.
11. On red. Hey, Ginger, touch. Hey, I'm gun. Silver.
Here he goes, one final shot. Need this to force overtime. And this will not be caught, so their last chance heave to the end zone ends up on the ground. This game's over. The Black Hole can take that party over to the Vegas Strip as the Raiders win at home. Well, Brock, we both thought coming into this one that it was going to be a tough hill to climb going up against one of the better defenses in the NFL. But these guys looked and said, Hill? What hill?
And you know what? I think that happened over the course of this week. Sometimes when you know what you're facing, Kate, and you're watching tape and it's a really good defense, you know you got to be on your game. And this offense certainly was today.
So that'll do it for this one. With Brock Heward, I'm Kate Scott. The Raiders win.